In this video, I'm going to talk about a few things that might help you to avoid or reduce the amount of temper tantrums when you're traveling with children. Hi guys, Rosana here. Thank you for joining me today. This is a space where we usually talk about traveling, money, and history. But right now, this channel is going through a makeover in order to include more topics such as learning Spanish, English, topics about speech therapy, and health. So if you're interested in this kind of information, don't forget to subscribe to learn more about these topics and to join our community. Today, I'm going to summarize an article published on the New York Times titled 6 Ways to Handle Your Child's Midair Meltdown. So it gathers ideas of what pediatric behavioral experts suggest to do. And at the end, we are going to build or expand our vocabulary in Spanish with tagged words that I selected from today's topic. So in the article, they list 6 ways or 6 things to do. But I would resume all of what they say into one general idea, which is keep them busy, keep children busy. So they say that being on a plane is very stressful for children because they are in a confined space and they don't have any control over that, and there are a lot of things going on at the same time. So that's like very stressful for children. And they suggest, and I quote, parents should prepare for meltdowns in the form of bribes. And they mentioned that you could pack like candies, markers, stickers, and toys that children like. They also mention electronics, and they say that electronics is a good idea in short amounts of time. But if children spend like a lot of time watching a movie or playing with a phone or with a tablet, then they might forget or ignore some signals such as like hunger, thirst, or exhaustion. So in that case, the transition between digital absorption to reality is it's very difficult. That's what the articles say. And now I'm going to share an activity or a tip that has worked very well for me during the 7 years that I have been working as a speech therapist. So I spend my days usually from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. with children ages 1.5 to 5. And most of them respond very well to a set of activities that are part of a routine. So routine is very important. It's key, and it's not easy. It definitely takes a while. It takes some time to establish and patience. But once the child is used to the routine, they enjoy and they wait for the next activity, and they know what is going to happen next, and they are very into it. So I'm going to share with you a routine that has worked very well for me. So first of all, I always start my play activities with a book. So if children are in the stage or in a basic stage, or their skills are very basic, there are some books that have textures. So for example, for the sheep, they have something that they can touch, and also for example, the bunnies, they have like hairs in there that they can like touch. There are also some books that have like slides on so they can like move their hair, their fingers one way and the other. And in general, there are many books that are designed for them to do things in addition to just look through them. That's for basic skills. For children with some more advanced skills that can label, then you can get them to do that, or you can label yourself and then they can choose what you are saying. So for example, where is the apple, and then they look through the pictures and they choose what you are asking for. Books with cars work very well with a lot of children. They love cars, they love trains. So books about that would be a great idea. And then for children with even more advanced skills, then you can actually read a book. So hopefully that would keep them busy for a few minutes, and then you can transition to the next activity. So for example, in this case, this book had some fruits, and then I print some fruits in here also. And although this is for speech therapy, but I put like the letters here to practice the sounds. So if you give them some markers, which most of children love. Most of the children that I have worked with love coloring and painting. So for the plain, painting is not possible, but markers would work very well. So if you give them like the images and the markers for them to play by themselves, this activity is going to last a few seconds or maybe a couple of minutes, and they are going to go through the images very quickly. But then, if you give them choices, like for example, you keep all the images and then you present like 2 or 3 choices, and then you ask them, okay, which one do you want? And also you can give them choices with the markers. So what color do you want? The red marker, or you want the blue marker? And then they choose one color and one fruit, and they are going to color the fruit. And for speech therapy, I take their hands with my hand and I circle the letter and I pronounce the sound of the sound that is like represented here. And that also is something that they enjoy a lot. So after that, you have spent a few minutes with the book, some more minutes with the activity, and then you can take like any container. For the plane, you can choose like a smaller container. This is a container of nuts, which is like a great snack for the plane. And I like modify the lid, the cover, in order for them to play like this. So they absolutely love to put things inside. They love this activity. And then they like shake to make it like to hear the noise. And this is something that they really like, a lot of children. Not all, obviously, but a lot of children. And then many children like stickers. So you can use some tape and put the images in a notebook as if they were stickers. So they would get busy doing that for some more minutes, and then hopefully by the end of that you have spent maybe like half an hour or 45 minutes in that activity, depending on the skills of the child or their functional level. And then after that, you can transition to a cause and effect toy or some like easy to play toy, a toy with lights, or a toy that they can like press a button and see something happening. Then after you have finished with all of that, then maybe it will be time for some snacks. So they will be like busy eating, and then if they are ready for a nap, they might sleep for a while, or otherwise you can maybe go for a walk, like in the aisle, like in the plane, like going up and down the aisle a little bit, a few minutes. And when you get back, you can try with another activity, with a different activity. So for example, children also like blocks, and they enjoy playing with cars. So those are more activities that you can try. At least is what has worked very well for me. But the key is that it's very important to establish the routine before the day that you need the routine to work, because getting children to participate it's in something that has like steps. First is one thing, then the other thing, and wait, and like be like an active participant on that routine, or on that longer routine, is something that takes time. If you try this like at the beginning, then children might just like go through the book in maybe 2 seconds and go through the painting in maybe like 10 seconds, and then they might want to like run or jump or do some other like motor activities, physical activities. So for them to transition to that, to what I just mentioned, these steps that build with each other, it is necessary to play with them before you need this to work. This not only works when you are on the plane, but it also works in some other situations. So guys, that's what the articles say and what has worked for me, at least in the area of speech therapy. And the last thing that I will say about that is that I have seen how children transform themselves when they eat any sugary food in the way of candy or juice or gums or any other one, ice cream. So I'm curious about that because it's the New York Times, and the New York Times suggested candy, and maybe real life is different from what we think in theory. But again, I have seen that like firsthand, how children transform themselves when they eat candy. So I'm kind of like wondering about that. So in the comments below, let me know, what do you think about giving candy to children? And well, that was the article, and what I think about it. Definitely check the whole article. They have more ideas, such as asking for help to the flight attendant or bribing your fellow passengers. So that might be like an interesting read. And so guys, now let's like interact with each other in the comments below, and let's learn from each other. Let's like share some ideas about what works for you when you travel with children, what works for avoiding or containing or reducing the amount of meltdowns. So let us know in the comments below. And Before we go to our Spanish lesson, I just want to thank you guys for watching this video, for visiting the channel, and just to remind you that if you haven't subscribed yet, the only thing that you need to do is click the button that says subscribe, or click like and share with your friends. And in that way, our channel is going to keep growing, and we are going to reach more people, and we are going to have more opportunities to interact with each other, network, and learn from each other. So now, let's go to our Spanish lesson. For this section, I have invited my boyfriend Raymond to join. So let's go over our words. Prevenir.
Prevenir.
Rabieta.
Rabieta.
Sí. So let's write it here.
Rabieta.
Perfecto. So sometimes if we divide the word in syllables, then it's clearer and we can pronounce things better or in a better way. Okay, so rabieta. Ocupado.
Ocupado.
Otra vez.
Ocupado.
Okay.
Ocupado.
So ocupado in English is like occupied, like occupy or something. So he's transferring a little bit of his English to this part, the first part of the word. So the pronunciation is ocupado. So let's repeat.
Ocupado. Ocupado.
Perfecto. Perfecto. Okay. We have a rutina.
Rutina.
So now, do you know what rutina means?
Routine.
Yes. Ocupado.
Busy, occupied.
Rabieta.
No.
Meltdown, like a
Meltdown.
tantrum. And prevenir.
Prevent.
Yes. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. And for more information about these topics, you can check Wolters World's and CloudMom's channels. And well, the links will be in the description below. So guys, thank you so much for watching and see you next week. Bye.